the I Heart Hamilton tour.
Hi.
And this is our inaugural Rendezvous. And we're here at Baltimore House, one of our favorites, with Kirby.
Hello. Hello, I Heart Hamilton people.
So yeah, I think it's fitting that we're starting with you because you're actually one of the first local artists that I met when I started going on Hamilton shows.
Cool.
Like back with like By Mule and all.
You've seen better though since, right? You've seen other.
It's still one of my favorites. And I'm not just saying that because we're on camera.
Nice couple. Anyway.
And so it's fitting that you're our first interview. And also with our tour is kind of our concept for being tours in your own city and everything. So
Absolutely.
you're a good person to start with because you are a touring musician.
On my better days, I try to be, yeah.
Tourist yourself. So we're going to ask you, you know all the different on the tours. You went out with Max recently and then you went out with
I've been all across Canada. I think I'm going out again in the end of April with this artist named C.A. Smith, who used to be Mayor McCaw, and we're doing a 3-week tour out east, and that's going to be my 10th big tour. So it's cool, yeah. It's a lot of driving the last 4 years, but it's good. I like it.
We're going to ask you what your first tour was. Do you remember what that was like?
The first tour I went out on, I had to borrow my parents' car because I didn't have a car, and I just quit a job in Toronto and I was actually working at my parents' company, and I had an opportunity to tour with Ashley Slavic, who's an artist from Burlington, and that kind of came up, and Joey Balducci at Spherical in Hamilton and I were working together, and we had this tour planned and Ashley and I were going to go, and then I had to ask my parents very nicely to borrow the car. They let me take it all the way out west. We almost crashed it a few times, but I didn't tell them that. And no, it was good. It was a good experience. It was the first tour I'd ever been on, and I actually made some money off of it. So I thought all tours were supposed to work like that until I had a couple that didn't do so well, but that's okay. That's kind of part of being on the road, learning.
And did you have your first EP then, or were you just?
Yeah, when I started in 2008, I quit a job and decided I was going to do music in some facet. If I could figure out how. I knew I was going to record an EP, and then I was going to shoot a video, and then I was going to go on tour, and it all kind of fell into place. So luckily with a friend who had a studio, cut that first EP, and then I had some friends that did some video work, and then I went on the road on a tour. So everything kind of came and fell into place.
And did you know, like, when you said I was a musician, you always wanted to tour? Is that a big part of it?
Yeah, I'm still, like, above everything else. I just like to travel,
Yeah.
and I like to play music too, so they kind of go hand in hand. It's more, I like the traveling aspect of it more than playing, because you just get to meet someone. Playing's just kind of something I do, but traveling is fun. I was even at the airport today, and I just like being around people that are traveling places, arriving. It's just nice to meet different people. I like that. That's my favorite.
And we're going to ask you too, like, when you're in all these different places, how much time do you have to really kind of get out there and explore each, or some pace kind of?
If I get anywhere that I have time, I walk as much as I can. Like, even when I'm not touring, if I can go somewhere, I'll just kind of walk around. I wasn't on tour, but I was in Zurich about 5 years ago, and I had a day there just because I was flying home from seeing my brother who was living in Europe. I just walked around Zurich, and I do like for a day, and I got lost to the point where I thought I had to talk to a police officer because I didn't know where I was. But I ended up, I do the same thing, like I remember like walking, I think, through every city. The last one that I had was a really nice day in Vancouver, and I'd never walked around downtown Vancouver. Finally went to Gastown, I'd never been there, and just kind of played tours for the day.
Rapid fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show it to the camera. Show it to the camera so you get nice.
Nice. Do it yourself. All right. So, what kind of foodies here at the tour? So, first is, do you have a favorite spot to eat in Hamilton?
That's a good question. I like Thai food, but like there's so much different kind of food. You know what? Just aside from that, I like pizza a lot. I eat pizza in any place I stop in, and there's a really nice cheap pizza place up here on the corner, and I don't know what it's called. National Pizza, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
Because you can go there at like 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning, and it's open. You're like $3. Awesome.
Yes.
But that being said, yeah, pizza is usually the go-to.
Do you have a favorite breakfast food?
In Hamilton?
No, just
In general?
any kind of food.
I like greasy spoon stuff, and speaking of Hamilton, the Harbourfront Diner actually had really cool wallpaper and stuff. I hope they haven't renovated, but they do an awesome breakfast in the morning. I lived around the corner for a year, and then I went there once. I don't know why.
Alright, if you were an alcoholic beverage, what would you be?
A nice
question.
dry red wine.
Ooh, good choice.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
That's a good question. I really don't like karaoke, but it happens. Well,
Yeah,
nobody
just
likes it until they're drinking anyway. Geez, you know what I did? I don't really do it anymore, but I earned some notoriety in high school for singing Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, to the point where years later I was on the bus in Burlington, and I was riding, and this girl comes up and goes, "You're Kirby, right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And maybe she recognized me from another band I was in, or some stuff I did, and she just remembered me from high school. It was like this bane of my existence for, not my existence, for 4 years of my life. So that was maybe Billie Jean.
We always need ideas, so that's good. If you could speak flawlessly with any accent.
We love our accents at the tour.
Flawlessly with any accent. Scottish, maybe? It's really hard to do, but really thick. I like it.
Alright, what's your favorite word? Because we like to expand our vocabulary.
Real word? That varies. I just remember that Kids in the Hall sketch where Bruce McCullough says ascertain.
Okay.
So, aside, delineate. I like that one. I just like it because he goes, delineate.
Yeah, and just see it above.
Yeah.
Favorite concert or live performance?
One of the times I saw Winter Sleep was it was at the Underground or the Castle, and I was just kind of getting into music like more seriously, and I had never seen a room so captivated by a band before, and just how awesome they were with the crowd. That was probably one of the best shows I think I've ever seen, as far as the crowd being there and the band being awesome. I've been to bigger shows that were just kind of let down. And you're like, that's what it is, right? It's that experience you share with everybody. So I like that. Winter Sleep.
What's on your playlist right now? What are you listening to?
I was actually just listening to Donovan Woods' record and Benjamin's record. Is he a nice guy?
So whenever we go somewhere outside of Hamilton, we call those detours. So detour anywhere in the world right now where you
I really want to go to the UK and play music. I've been dying to get there, but then again, I was in Wainfleet, Ontario, in my Welland, and I had never driven there before, and it's just over by St. Catharines, Welland area, and it was really pretty, and really nice little in this little town called Smithville, and I was driving up to meet this little British guy that was fixing my guitar, and I was like, this is really nice. It was such a pretty day, and I'm like, I could live here, but if I could go play anywhere right now, like the UK or Australia, my brother's actually in Austria, and I'd like to go there too, everywhere.
what's your favorite mode of transportation?
I was just at the airport, so I'm gonna say planes because they're cool. And there's something about walking through an airport with a guitar. I've only done it once, that I felt kind of like my ego went a little bit because I felt like I was important.
The last one is we like to challenge ourselves to do things in like a bucket list going. So what's one thing that you want to do?
I'd like to jump out of a plane and fly a plane, not at the same time.
Fly it and then
totally. If that could happen, if somebody else was like, no, I'll land it for you, because I'd only imagine I could do that if I owned the plane. So, but I'd really like to learn to fly at some point in my life because it seems really cool.
Captain Kirby.
yes.
I like it.
I wouldn't get on that plane, but skydiving because I think it would be.
Ooh.
I get a little bit of vertigo when I get up. Flying, I'm fine, but like on the edge of a building, I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't do it. But I think that would be fun, just to scare the shit out of myself.
All right. That
Cool.
concludes our rendezvous rapid fire.
Woo!
Our thanks
Excellent.
to Kirby.
Thank you. I heart Hamilton.